cleanliness that we're looking for? How should we go about it?
Okay, so what's happened elsewhere, and I believe that we can borrow this, is that the people have been educated and the people have been incentivized.
By doing what exactly? When you say incentivized, what has been done for them?
Okay, so the thing is, say I'm a big company and the big company needs the raw materials. So what it has done is it has probably employed people, or it has gotten people to bring the raw material in, and then for a certain size or volume of plastics, for example, you get paid for it.
So here in Ghana, let's be practical.
Let's be specific. Okay,
so practical here. Would you say that our companies themselves, like you said in the beginning, they are not having enough of the plastics or the raw materials?
Yes.
Have they themselves gone out to get people, let's say employ people, or put people together and tell them, like, listen, we are tasking you, get out there and bring us plastics? Have they themselves come out to make it known that this is what they are into, this is the production they're into, and they need more plastics, and therefore people should bring them the plastics? Have we done that? Or you think that it's for city authorities to do this?
Yes, I think that it should be a collaboration to do this. Some of the plastic companies or some of the recycling companies have put out their incentivization plan, if I can call it that way. So take, for example, the water bottle plastics, all right, are sold for, what do you call it, 2 cedis, 20 pesos or so.
With the water in there?
Yeah, no, without the water.
Okay.
So the plastics, the water bottle alone is sold for about 2.2 cedis per kilo. So if you can put together the plastic bottles and then send it over there, for every kilo, you get 2.2 cedis. In fact, because of this, we have these people we call aggregators. So these aggregators, and this thing has cascaded down. So we have the companies who go to the aggregators. So the aggregators put all of these things together into large volumes, so that if he has 1 ton, will now be about 2,200. And he has also cascaded it down to people who are either voluntarily bringing, collectors. Thank you very much. So that is it. But we need, and these days the challenge has been that even if the challenge has been that this structure is not working well between the aggregators and the collectors. Because if you take my home, for example, I collect because I am part of a structure that is trying to also generate some income. But not everybody is doing that. So what's happening is that the waste management people, the guys who use abubuya and what so forth, they will come and now collect your rubbish and would now have to sort out all of those things. I think that the big challenge has been that the linkage is broken between the aggregators and the collectors, and perhaps the recyclers must also do more.
Yeah, I think the recyclers have to do more.
Then again, I think you mentioned that the city authorities have said that they have put dustbins there, and people are not putting it. People
are making use of the bins.
Yes, but they are not sorting.
Yes, sorting is something that
it's not been our culture from time immemorial. We are introducing something, and I think that we should take proper steps. Even at KsTU, I'm told that the attempted segregation, and it failed. One would have thought that at KsTU, where we have literate exposed people, it would have been easy, but even there it failed.
They had challenges. It hasn't failed.
Okay. Challenges. Let's use challenges.
That is better.
I think that it's a better word, because I'm sure that the effort is ongoing.
Yes, ongoing.
But you would agree with me that by now we are expecting that it would have taken off.
Prof Ahiekpor, is that something you buy into?
Yeah.
And if indeed done right, how much filth are we ridding our city of when it comes to plastics? There's this video, I don't know whether Joel still has that video. There's this video of some fisher folks who went to sea to fish, and when they came back with their catch, it was full of I don't know. You see the videos.
Yes. No, I mean, that's the reality.
It is filled with only plastic bottles.
You fish plastic.
They could not get fish. It was only plastic bottles they brought ashore.
Yeah.
So where do you stand on this thing that, you know?
Yeah, David. So let me bring this into perspective.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, my chair here talked about the municipal solid waste. So let's put that together. When we generate waste, okay, so the waste we see comes in different composition. Typically in Kumasi, about 50-60% of that waste is organic, what we call fermentable organics.
Yeah.
So our fufu, our banku, our kenke, what do you call it, cassava peels, plantain peels, you know, we like the fufu stuff. It's the majority of the waste we produce is what it is. Now, all of that, by virtue, we are making, you know, very good effort in some parts of Ashanti region, let's say Kumasi, but when you go a bit outside Kumasi, I mean the greater Kumasi, it becomes a bit of a challenge. In fact, the waste collection, waste transportation is a challenge. So people ordinarily would want to find, you will not want to, what is waste? We are talking about something I don't want, all right? So I want to put it somewhere because I don't want it. So I want it out of my home.
But somebody might want it.
No, that is the issue of, you know, when we are talking of waste, it's a very big subject because for me, waste is subjective. What may be waste to me, in fact, what is waste to you is not waste to me.
That's what I'm saying. So it's waste, but somebody
else want it. Exactly.
But I don't need it.
And that is where we need to people. That's what I started off with the mindset thing. We need to get people to understand that yes, it's in fact the car perhaps I'm even driving today is somebody's waste.
Yeah.
Somebody might have used that car for 5-10 years and think that he needs to dispose it of. But for me, it's a good, you know, what they call means of transportation. Yeah. So I will go in and buy that, isn't it? Now, if we have that, develop that mindset, then already we are dealing with the issues of waste. If you understand that I may not want it, but somebody else needs it. So it's not like throwing it away, but rather, how do I get the next person who will need it to use it?
Abroad, you realize that somebody doesn't want a certain television or certain furniture. The person has
nicely
later.
No,
you arrange
nicely arranged somewhere,
and somebody come and pick it up and take
that
it
is
away.
Exactly the concept. So normally I want to, you know, start from that because that is where the issues are really. If I throw whatever I have generated, 100% of that, and 60 is fermentable, and I just throw it outside somewhere, of course you can imagine the stench we are going to be faced with because I mean, it will get rotten, and I may not want it. I think I've thrown it away, but a pro, so it's coming back to me.
So,
now,
for example, sometimes the plastic waste, after they throw it out, and maybe you want to work on fufu,
so it
becomes useless.
It is okay. So, for instance, if you understand the composition, so it's not as though it is just waste. So I'm throwing it away. Somebody needs some composition.
So you're talking about the mindset. That would help us appreciate and understand
how to
deal with waste.
Exactly.
Because like you rightly said, what is waste to you
might not be
waste to somebody else.
Exactly.
How do we get the mindset right? How do we let people understand and appreciate the fact that, listen,